One says, in your view, should we just allow the market to determine the price paid by consumers rather than artificially incentivize or subsidize a certain technology? And one that is a bit more pointed, subsidy or incentive, don't they both boil down to the same thing in terms of, well, actually distorting the market? It's not the same thing as subsidy or an incentive? Are we not distorting the market?
Well, let's get more sophisticated than just yes, no. If you get into subsidizing the poor, you can never stop doing that. Okay? We just have to accept that. It is very difficult to get out of doing that. If you have a temporary incentive for 5 years to get wind power going in a market, you can back that down. That's not permanent. That's a specific incentive to have an action for a certain period of time. And it can create economic health. It's not a negative, it's a positive. And the same thing I would say with the compensation. Unless we find a way in society to compensate the lack of pollution, we have no long-term economic drive towards lack of pollution. If it's not captured in our financial system, then we can't go there. So we want to go there. We all want to go there. My 2 daughters want to go there. So I'm just saying we need to create, maybe somebody in the audience will invent the thought. I don't know what it is. We tried CERs, we tried RECs in the US. These are political surrogates for paying for no pollution, no emissions. And they're not stable. They're not stable. And so if we want to value clean air, we have to find a way to pay for that. And I think we're still working on that. I bet we do find a way. I just don't know what it is yet. But that's different than a subsidy.
John?
I mean, I think the thing that hasn't been mentioned, which is related to this, I think, is goals for greenhouse gas emission. Because what's been proven in Europe is that really does drive behavior. Yeah. So, you know, at a pan-European level, there are goals, and each government has its own version of how to reach them. But that really does mean that people can, you know, almost everybody assumes that's the way it's going to go because there's a clear signal from the top. And I think that's really useful. So sort of exactly how it's measured is there's always complexities around it. But I think from sort of, you know, across Europe, everybody believes the only way is going to be sort of to a low carbon future, which allows then everybody to worry about how, not if. And I think that's a major benefit.